45 years, long time, actually. I started when I was about 13 years old. I started in karate. And long story short was when I first saw Grandmaster Lee, I happened to go to his school behind TJ Maxx. Some of you are from Raleigh, off of Falls and Noose Road. And I happened to walk into his school around about 1988. He recalled the date when we was having lunch today. Miss Virginia was there around 1988. And I wanted to take class, but I couldn't take class then with him. One of the things that really impressed me about him was that he reminded me of my very first martial arts instructor. One of the things our training was really hardcore. I trained 4 days a week, 2 hours a night. Used to go home and grab my legs and say, oh, why am I getting all these Charlie horses? I was wondering why I was taking myself through all this agony and everything, but there was just that one influence that I had in my life, which was my father. I'm originally from Columbus, Ohio. And I was probably 8 years old when my father was showing me how to punch, the martial arts way of punching. And when he turned and he punched the hole in the kitchen wall, and me at 8 years old, I was like, wow, how'd you do that, Dad? I said, I want to learn how to do that. So, after my parents got divorced when I was 10 years old, and this is my mother's home, North Carolina. I was born and raised in Columbus, Ohio, but mainly raised here in North Carolina. And once I came to North Carolina and saw this instructor over at the community center, all I could see were these white uniforms. And I was like, wow. I was 13 years old, and I said, can I come in and watch? He said, yes. He's like, black man. The thing I remembered about him was that he had a big forehead. He had a big forehead, and his name was Instructor Corbett Strickland. Still lives here today. After, just fast forward a little bit, I was like the only female that could make it through his class. The guys that were in the class, everything was really hardcore. I mean, from running and jumping and things that you guys do now, especially you young ones. I came to Taekwondo and blew out my knees after all that. I just thought maybe there was one class I took. We were on Atlantic Avenue at the time under Grandmaster Lee. And, I just thought I was 20-something years old. I was in my 40s. And we had sparring class. And I would just boom, boom, all down. And just kick it, and just kick it, kick it. I took 3 classes that night, thinking I was about as young as some of you are. At the end of that class, my knees said, whoosh. I said, oh my God, meniscus. So over the years, and now I'm 50 something. And I'm going to just tell you like it is. I envy some of you that can still do your little turns and kicks and jump. I can't do a jump front kick anymore. It's kind of bad. But anyways, I don't want to talk all about me. This class of what I was going to share with you is called effective communication. We have both ineffective and effective communication. And one of the reasons why I feel like I'm somewhat qualified to teach this program, or this section, this block of instructions, not only is it for part of my 5th Dan exam, it was also part of personal development. Today we learned in part of the seminar that we were in out at the Embassy Suite today, we learned that the most scariest thing is to get up and do public speaking in front of people. That was one of the most scariest things. Guess what the second one was? True, dying. But not only that, dying
By fire.
by way of fire.
Burning to death.
You know, I did for about 13, 14 years. I was a special agent with the Bureau, North Carolina State Bureau of Investigation. Aside from the enforcement side, which was undercover drug work, as an undercover drug agent, I did the prevention side. And the prevention side dealt with that infamous program you guys knew of called DARE. Drug Abuse Resistant Education. One of the blocks of instructions in DARE was that of communication, effective communication. So when a person stands up lots of times and I hear them speaking, being a trainer of trainers, and I have to catch myself too. Some people might do that. Those are filler. They might say, They might do like what I'm doing right now. Let me see if I can get it. What does that do to you as a person? Well, I used to tell my police officers, punctuate what you're talking about. Stop, stand, and talk to the people and look at them. And it feels like they're gonna just eat you alive, right. Yes, so public speaking. Effective communication deals with public speaking too. Lots of us, how many of you like just dealing with a person one-on-one? How many of you, most of you that like dealing with people one-on-one are what we call introverts? How many of you are an introvert? Introvert, you're more conservative, you're more to yourself.
Shana, you're not an introvert.
But you know what? How many of those introverts, how many of you enjoy teaching? Very good. I am an introvert. I'm actually an introvert. I'm not an extrovert. Extroverts more so are your personality. How many of you heard of personality traits called A and B? A is more of the extrovert. Personality A. Usually they're going to look at you and tell you what they want to tell you and tell you what they mean, and they don't care if they hurt your feelings or not. We, as introverts, we might tell you what we want to tell you, but lots of times we're going to think about your feelings before we say it. So we're like personality B. In my family, there were a lot of A's. Yes, a lot of A's, and a lot of the A's were educators too. You know, principals. My aunt, the one I was named after, principal, director of an alternative school. You know, unfortunately, she has Alzheimer's now, and it's so hard and it hurting to the family to just see her in that state, knowing that if things weren't right, say within the family, on the personal side, she would have made sure everything was, and everybody was walking a straight line, no matter what age you were. You're older than she or younger. So we all have different personality types. How many of you think that you have good listening skills? Good listening skills. Raise your hands high because I want to make sure I see them. Good listening skills. No, everyone, even my grandmasters. I want to see your hands.
Shut up,
okay.
Put your kidneys.
You put your hands down now. You put your hands down now. So, good listening skills. I'm going to give you, listen very closely. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Those are the good listeners. Because in order to be a good communicator, you've got, or have good communication skills, you have to be a what? A good listener. And God gave us how many ears? 2. And how many mouths? 1. Okay, 1 mouth. So we should listen. How do they say it? Twice more than we speak. That's what they say. That's what they say. So, what does the word Toast spell? Real simple, isn't it? Oh, come on. What does the word Toast spell? Everybody. What does the word Coast spell?
Toast.
So what do you put in a toaster?
Bread.
Very good. Did you holler toast and coast when I said it? Yeah. Good listeners. Because most people say the word what? When I say what do you put in a toaster, they say
Toast. Makes sense.
so those, yeah. All right, spell the word white. Again. Who's heard this before? Spell white one more time. What does cows drink?
Water.
Oh! Good. Drink water. I thought y'all told me you were good listeners. Very good. So, how can I connect this type of listening skills and or communication skills with martial arts? If we were to connect it, that would mean that the students that we teach, lots of times we might ask them to do something. How many have taught the little yes, we call it Phoenixes. The program actually came out of Florida from a young girl in Florida that called it the Little Ninja Program. Some of you know the history of that. The Little Ninja Program. When she marketed her program, you as a head instructor of your school, you could name it Little Ninja Program, you could name it Little Dragon. We had Tiny Tigers. I used to help with Grandmaster Lee. It was a Tiny Tigers curriculum. Anything that you might want to name, ages 3 through 6. Okay? That's the range we got. So, ages 3 to 6. How many of you have taught part of that program? Raise your hand high so I can see. Very good. The reason why I asked you that, you put your hands down now. The reason why I asked you that, how many of those of you that just raised your hand has asked a child to say, put your hands up, and you want them to do this, but they did this? How many? How many? Can you think back? Go. How many times you asked them to do something, and they did exactly what you said, but it wasn't what you meant? You can recall that, right? How many of you are? I'm gonna just use the word fearful, sort of fearful of teaching ages 3 through 6. Some of us are. Until you. Okay. And if you don't mind me asking, why would you not want to?
Because communication can be so difficult, and I don't have patience.
I'm glad. Thank you for your
I'm
glad. I'm glad you shared that. If you really want to test your communication skills, that is one way to do it. Is it not? Those who have taught the little ones, that is one perfect way of doing it. And I really enjoyed teaching them because guess what we had to learn? I'm gonna go ahead and show you. I was gonna do this later, but I'm gonna show you this little example. If everyone would make a circle, how many of you seen this? Somebody make a circle. All right. Everyone's watching me. Eyes on me. This is very important. There's a reason for this. Eyes on me. Everyone make a circle. Now, I want you to put your circle on your chin. Do it. Just keep it there. Don't move.
Your chin?
This is the chin. This is the chin. And this is the chin.
21-year-old man.
Why did I do that? The reason why I did that is because teaching the little ones, action speaks louder than words. And if I would take this skill home, at home, I'm gonna relate this. I can relate it to martial arts, but I'm gonna just relate it to life in general, life skills. DARE was a life skills program. All right, and I truly believe this is my opportunity. I didn't get a chance to say that in our little seminar today, but I think that's what we need to bring back. We need to bring the DARE program back. DARE stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education. You take the meaning of each one of those words backwards, that's what DARE stood for. You educate people how to resist the wrong use, abuse means the wrong use of drugs. But not only was it about the drugs, it was about drugs and violence. And then when you start talking about violence, you start talking about bully control. You start talking about gang resistance. All right? And all those things, I believe if we bring those back, will also create the morals, the character. When I talk about character traits is what the middle schoolers, that was one of the traits we had with the DARE middle school program. A lot of people didn't know DARE was K through 12 grade, and also there was a DARE parent program. So where does it start? At home. So I believe, this is my true belief, is that if we brought that back into the school system, but I think even in martial arts, we already teach those things. If we look at not only our student commitment, but then other things that we teach. Confidence, self-esteem. Self-esteem. Because if a person feels good about themselves, and we all do, we feel good about ourselves when we get out there and do our little forms and we get it just right, and after we do it and we bow and we show respect to each other. That's the other thing, putting respect back into society. The media influences our young people so much today that that's what we need to do, is take martial arts, taekwondo, and put Hamadan, just the media, just put it into the media. And I think we will bring more our way, and we will teach them self-discipline, self-control, self-respect. Because if they don't respect themselves and feel good about themselves, how are they going to do that to others? How are they going to show that to others? Okay, that's my little soapbox. All right. Here's what I would like to do, because I know you guys are hungry. We're going to do a nice little activity, and I have lots of people. So what I'm going to do is have you guys to put yourselves in the people that's like right near you. I would like to have 4. I think I can do 4 in a group. 4 in each group.
Don't touch me.
Okay?
Cover,
I don't know how many groups you're going to have, but
Get over here.
it might turn on 6.
Let's go make friends. Yeah, go with the little people. Talk to some
If I make 4 groups, will I have 15?
with Ozzy. Go with Ozzy. Ozzy. Get up.
Hey, roll. Roll. Listen up. You got multiple. Hey, listen up.
Yes, sir.
You got multiple schools here.
Okay.
Find somebody that's not in your school and join up with them. Go. Get up. Find somebody that's not in your school. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come on, let's go. Get up. Find somebody that's not in your school.
Oh, it's going through. Luis. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Double the ladies right here. From my school.
Now in your groups, you will have pick 2 people that are going to be A and 2 people that are going to be B. All right? I need 2 A's and 2 B's. So A and B. 2 A's and 2 B's.
He got destroyed last class. So we're going to let him.
We're doing it again tomorrow, apparently.
We're going to let you rest a little bit. You got to be. Yeah? What's that? You can get it again? Okay, let you rest. No pizza.
Y'all don't let them yeah, y'all can get to know each other while I'm going around. This is good. Who are my 2 B's? Don't let the A's. Where are my A's?
We got 2 that won't interact with each other. Apparently. We're doing it right. I won't look at it. Alright. Get mine. This is yours. Good. This is the best. I love it. Say this. Since I was a yellow belt and
Next year. Maybe. Technically, no. Just turned. Do you also want to be here?
Oh man, the bees have something different though. The bees have the bees flying down. You just asked a question.
Does all the B's have their B's and all the A's have their A's? B's? Do not let the people see what you have. Hey, okay. Check them out. You got a B, I mean A. Okay. Yes, it matters. For the sake of time, what we're gonna do, where's my other bee?
Let me take this. Hey. It's going to be different name.
Okay. You should have,
When did you, how long did it take?
there's a 1A and a 2A. Okay? So, you should be paired, 1A should pair with 1B.
Who got 1B?
2A should pair with 2B.
1A with 1B.
I'm afraid that will happen. What do you have? What is 2B in?
We can call that 1 Give me a 2
1A and 1A, yes, because you're going to pair with one of them. Alright. Okay, here we go.
Thank you.
2A and 2B.
Ma'am,
2A and 2B will pair together, 1A and 1B.
We don't have a 1B over here.
We don't have a
Yes,
2A
we
over here.
he needs 2A.
2A
have 1A.
2A right now.
No 1
1A
Oh,
and
1B.
2B. You want 2Bs?
Yeah, I got it.
That's good.
No, we have 1A, 1A.
So you don't have a 1A and a 2A.
Got 2 and 2 Bs.
And you have. Where's one?
We also have
You need 1A. Because they have 1B and 2B.
A and B should pair up. You got 1A and 1B.
2B.
We've got 2 1As there. 1B.
Okay.
1A.
Anybody have a 2B?
The 2A.
You have 2B?
B or 2A?
2B or not 2B? That is the question.
There's 2A.
Alright, wait a minute. Hold tight. Let's see.
I'm outraged. Take arms against the shield by opposing.
So, okay, 1.
When I was in high school, to get extra credit, we had to memorize that entire scene. And you got extra credit.
whoever is
1 to 10.
1B, 1B should pair up with 2B.
1B.
1A with 2B.
1B with 1A.
1A with 2B.
Be more 2A.
Tell me.
So it has to be.
And you like that career, right? No,
Okay, everybody, listen up. Listen up. 1A is going to pair up with 1B. Okay? All right, everybody got it? So,
To be continued.
all right? And when you pair, the other two will pair up, which would be what? 2A and 2B. Right. Okay? So, I'm going to give you a few minutes, and I want you to do exactly what it says on your piece of paper to your partner. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So, wait a minute. Okay, I had to say go yet. Not yet.
Guys.
All right? Okay, take your time. And ready, go.
Are you almost
Okay, time. Now, from the group, would someone like from who's a 1A, would you like to share with us your feelings, how you felt as you were talking to your partner?
What was your feeling?
Would you like to share with the entire class? Raise your hand, somebody. Just share how you felt. Okay, do I have to pick someone? Mr. Cody?
Mr. Cody's ready.
Okay, Mr. Cody, thank you.
It's
If you all would, turn
it's
your attention.
surprisingly hard to talk without asking questions.
Okay.
I mean, it's
And how'd you feel about that, sir?
uneasy.
Uneasy?
You are?
Any other words to express how you felt?
Very easy. Very easy. Yeah, if you will.
Okay, thank you, sir. Give him a hand, please. Do I have any other volunteers? You know, one of the things in DARE was that what made that program successful, a note to the side to you guys, we didn't call on students that didn't raise their hand. Wasn't that something? We let the students choose themselves. That helped to build their confidence too. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Well, I told him about my interest. I felt really good. He was very confused, but I thought, hey, somebody heard my story, maybe he go and travel too.
Okay, good. Give her a hand, you guys. Now, from the
Yeah, they're, oh, I know.
Could you guys, who was the partner, tell them what you were doing at that time? What was it that you were doing? Yes, sir.
So, the whole
Wait a minute,
time,
hold up.
the whole time you're just looking around the room, not making eye contact with the person that you're talking to. You kind of just do it all the time.
Yes. Can anyone describe that word that he's saying, awkward? What other words would you use? He said,
Indifferent?
indifferent, awkward,
Unaware.
weird. Example.
Yay.
What's your name, sir? William Juan. I'm Miss Matthews. Say I'm Matthews. Okay, what? Would you like to me? Oh, you want me to speak? Okay, so let me whisper to you. All right, you know what that means, right? That means, okay. Good. Nice. Very good. All right. Lights, camera. Action. Hey, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing very good.
That's good. I see you're in martial arts. You
Yes.
enjoy martial arts?
Yes, I
You
can
do?
see that you are too.
Yes, I am. And some things, you've learned a lot of different things in martial arts, and I have too. I've learned so much in martial arts. I probably started when I was about your age. How old are you?
I'm only 13, man.
I sure did. I started at the age of 13. Yes, I gathered. So, what are some nice things that you've learned in martial arts that
Well-
really stand out for you?
I don't really know. I've learned so many things that it's kind of hard to recall.
Well, let me tell you some of the things I've learned. I've learned how to talk to people. I learned how to look people in the eye and look at them with confidence. And I learned how to respect other people. I learned how to care for other people when I talk to them. Or if I'm teaching someone, I learn how to listen to what they're asking. And then I turn around and after I might show them something, I want them to show me. And when they show me, I can tell whether I'm a good teacher or not so. I'll show them again and let them show me again. How about that?
Those are some very good communication skills.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate your help. Thank you. Y'all give him a What I was showing there was I was talking to him about something that really, really interests me in what it was I was doing. At the same time, he was using attentive listening skills. He was looking me in the eye. What else was he doing? Acknowledge things that I was saying. He was showing interest. And that's all our students want from us, no matter their age. Right? They want us to show them that we're interested instead of doing something else. Listen, I know sometimes as instructors, because we have to watch what our children, what our students are doing, sometimes when we give them an activity or something to do, we're doing like, okay, here's the student that, doesn't matter, that's talking to us, but we're sort of looking past them because we're trying to make sure everyone's staying safe. And I must commend the assistant instructors. You guys do a tremendous good job with helping out the head instructors. And I want to say thank you for the work that you do with helping us when we get in there as head instructors, Master Amy, all the masters, when they're doing something and you guys just step in and you help another another student, that makes, I know you feel good, but for sure that student feels good too. So you guys keep up the good work. Okay? I had video, but I'm not going to show video. The video basically dealt with, I can tell you what it dealt with, hybrid illusions. Hybrid illusions when you say show it. That was probably turned off back then. They said it takes like ancient, this is an ancient laptop.
Here we have an old
Hybrid, who knows what hybrid illusions are? It's like when you can see a picture, you can look at a picture, and you can see one face in that picture. You ever seen the old lady and the young lady, but it's one picture? That's hybrid illusion.
Like the one where the duck and the rabbit?
It could be the duck and the rabbit, all in one picture. And all it's showing there is that we can say words. I can say one sentence. I can say to a student, go get me the kicking target. I could probably say that 5 times, and everybody in here is going to take it 5 different ways. Go get me the kicking target. Go get me the kicking target. Go get me the kicking target. It's in the same sentence. But it can mean so many different ways. And all I'm saying there is being mindful of, it's not always what we say, but it's how we say it. Here is another skill that I would like to leave you guys with. When we're asking students to stop doing something, I'm guilty too, and it takes a lot of practice. Instead of us saying, stop that, or don't do this, or don't do that, how about using words, and you guys can come up with some other ones, because some of you already do this anyways. Remember to do so and so. I mean, sometimes you have, and I'm just putting it on that worrisome student. And you're like, didn't they understand what I said? Stop! S-T-O-P, stop! Instead of the worst offenders, getting them to do something. Oh, I'm going to use my little niece. Now, Ariel, go pick up the kicking shield and bring it to me. Remember to go pick up the kicking shield. She didn't do it when I asked her to do it. Now, Ariel, I need you to remember to pick up the kicking shield for me and bring it to me. Eventually, you thinking I need you? Those are just examples of don't do it or stop. She may be doing something where she should be paying attention. I can pick on her. She's mine. Yes. So, trying to turn our words around instead of saying don't or stop, do not, use the words. Who can think of some others? I can think of remember to do so and so.
And you guys just try not to do this.
Try not to do this.
Would you do it? I mean, instead of would you listen to me instead of stop talking? Something like that. Like, would you look
Always
in my eyes?
trying to pull, what we're trying to do is create more positive reinforcement. Turn the negative into a positive. And we'll be surprised how much we'll get what we want from that student. And they get what they need, believe it or not. And what they need, which is what we've been talking about, is the caring for and caring about. That's all. That's what it boils down to. They know that you care about them the way we talk to them and speak to them. Okay. Any questions? Did I leave you guys hanging with anything? You don't have it? Other than my pieces of paper. You good? All right, you can leave them there. I will pick them up. Or I have the yellow bill. All right, thank you guys.
This is all I will say.
That room is a tough room when there's no air moving in there.
This is me.
From what?